Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I thought I brought a spoon here. Let's see. Hello, 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 everyone. Okay. So I'm going to start with my collagen. It's so great to see you. So great to see you. And tonight I'm going to, hello, YouTube as well. It's great to see you. And welcome to my live. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to start with my collagen, which I'm going to mix in the water, and I'm going to do some capsules, and you will see exactly what sort of capsules. Okay. And I'm going to speak to you tonight, this evening about, yesterday on my live, I got a question like, do you have any medical degrees? Are you a doctor? It was like more, are you a doctor? Okay, I don't know how that person asked, but yeah, I thought about debating this. And honestly, if you ask me what medical degree do I have none. I am not a doctor. And honestly, I wouldn't want one. I am a social worker by profession. That for me, it's absolutely enough. Okay. And thank you so much for the tap. Let's raise this video to the top of the current lives which are happening on TikTok. On YouTube, unfortunately, you can't do that. So we have more people. Hello, good evening. So we have more people which are joining us. Okay. So I honestly, I don't want to have a qualification as a doctor, because I know that what doctors are trained to learn in these medical schools. Okay. However, while I'm talking, if you have questions in regards to your ailment, your diseases, so you want to understand them from a holistic perspective, which means body, mind, and spirit. Why did you actually got sick? Understand your disease from a new Germanic medicine perspective. Drop your question in the chat. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk until the first questions are coming. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. I just have to mix this with my finger because I forgot my spoon downstairs. Thank you for the low visibility. TikTok is always restricting my videos because they feel I'm talking the truth there. I know exactly what doctors are trained to learn in the medical schools. Okay. And healing and true health are very much the last thing that they learn on the list. And I said yesterday to this person who asked me if I'm a doctor, that the least they learn is healing and true health. Okay. They learn all sorts of other things apart from this. So what did I learn though? Is how to read, how to question, how to think critically. This is what I've learned, okay, in all of these 6 years, and not only. And the good news that I want to share with you is that I don't need a diploma to do that, okay? I don't need a diploma to think critically, to question life, to read, and so on. And let's break it down, okay? What means that? So have you ever thought, and please, comment in the chat, let's debate, let's just answer. Have you ever thought about the world, and the word educated? Have you thought about that? What means an educated person, educated people, education, and so on? Educated. I want you to drop in the chat, what do you think it means from your perspective, educated? Because I'm here, and I always say that, to bring one, information. This is what you will find on my channel. 2, education. Okay. 3, mindset changing, or like I like to say it, brainwashing. Exactly. Brainwashing, as is my logo, brainwashing. Okay. So, and the fourth thing is personal development. So I'm very curious from your perspective, what means educated? Okay, let's see exactly if maybe YouTube are answering more. Let's see. YouTube, I can see one person here. Don't be afraid to ask, and also to comment in the chat what means educated. Okay. Thank you so much for the tap. I really appreciate you. So, to educate us, who educates us? First of all, the system that we live in. And how does the system train us? Think of a dog trainer. Okay, think of the dog learns through rewards. You know, they do something good, they receive a reward. The reward conditions the behavior. Okay, so the system does the same whether you like it or not. I watched your live for probably, yeah, that's for 300 minutes. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. So the system does exactly the same like with the dog training. It pats you, on the back, it pats you on the head, and it tells you, well done, it tells you if you want, that's the best for you. If you want to get healed, if you want to heal, that's the best for you. It gives you that illusion of safety, illusion of care, and illusion of concern. That what it gives you, the system. Okay. And while you believe that, oh, I'm protected, oh, I am protected, I know, it trains you to obey. It trains you to believe in what they're saying. It trains you to follow without questioning. That's the bottom line. This is what they train you. And at some point, you stop reading what's inside the medication, like the prospect, because you've been taking it for 20, 30 years. I had the mothers here with my daughter has eczema. So and so is complaining about another disease. And I said, you take medication? And she said, yes, I'm applying a cream with steroids. Does it work? No, but we don't know anything else. We don't know anything else. There we are. There we are. That's how well the conditioning is working. At some point, you stop reading that the prescription inside, what it is inside the medication, because you've been taking it for 20 or 30 years. You're used with it. The disease is part of yourself. You will feel empty without the disease. Oh, do I have to adapt now that I have to be healthy again? Oh, I just got used to be sick. I just got used to be sick, and now all of a sudden I need to get used with with being healthy. I don't know if I want that. This is what it is. The conditioning is working very good. You can have 10 diplomas, 50 diplomas. It doesn't matter. That doesn't make you wiser or more competent. The fact that you finished university and you are a doctor, no, or anything else. And if you feel superior, if you feel superior, let's call it that way, just because of those diplomas, while also dismissing anyone else around you, especially the one who dare who dare to think differently from you, you're not intelligent. You are not intelligent. You're just trained, well trained and arrogant in your ignorance. That's all that it is. You're well trained and arrogant in your ignorance, because other people around you might think differently. A truly intelligent person, often and without any kind of impressive titles, impressive diplomas, and so on, asks questions. People, again, a truly intelligent person stays curious and admits they don't know anything. I don't know everything. I don't. And also they remain open to information. People remain open for information as long as you are on my live here. And it's very interesting, literally 3 people today. When I'm talking about the truth, wow, it's no one here, because you know something, the TikTok is restricting my video. Yeah, let me see how many people we have on YouTube. They're gone. But I'm going to record it. It doesn't matter if I have one person. It doesn't matter. I am going to be here to say the truth, because the reality shows us something uncomfortable. Okay? Even highly educated professionals make mistakes, and you've seen it. You've seen it that they operated your father, they've done this to your mother, and so on, and they do make mistakes, and sometimes mistakes that harm rather than heal. Okay, so but but it's true medicine, it's conventional medicine, but especially in this, especially in the conventional medicine, it's happening mistakes. And why? Because they are trained to stay inside the box. That's what it is. Of course, TikTok doesn't like my life, and it restricts me when I talk about the truth. If I start talking about something else, you'll see how basically a lot of people will be joining. But no, if I talk about stepping outside of that box is not allowed. You need to stay inside the box. You need to be brainwashed by the system. Okay? And some people define themselves only by the education. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, and they confuse that. What they confuse what they've been trained to be with who they actually are. And this is what is really quite sad, because someone once told me, oh, and I've done the video yesterday. My life is about that. Yeah, I can see messages coming. I'm going to reply after. But at the moment, I wanted to say that someone was calling me the other day, is doTERRA a pyramid scheme? Kind of on the face, I am a charlatan, or whatever you want to call it, that word. I hope it is an English word. But if not, you're a scammer, you're whatever and because I don't have that higher education in health, and therefore, well, I do have it in social care, social work, but not as a doctor. Okay, and therefore I shouldn't question I shouldn't question anything. But the funny thing is that when I was sick, when I was poorly, when I was having my challenges, when I was scared, when I was desperate, no one with a doctor diploma saved me. No, they didn't. I cried for a month. I was searching for answer because I didn't want to be put on HRT. I didn't want to be put on all sorts of medications for life. And those answers never ever came from professionals with a diploma that I am a doctor. No, it didn't. I searched myself 2019, and whoever is here on my live every single evening or every single day, sometimes I come in the day, sometime in the night, sometime in whatever times. But what I'm trying to say is that I searched myself. 2019, I was diagnosed with thyroid nodules. Also, that was the year when my cycle, my menstruation went like absent for 6 months. So in 2021, it stopped. I'm menopausal for almost, thank you, Anna Maria, for almost 5 years. So I was looking for a solution in 2019 when I was sick, when I was diagnosed with all of those things that I mentioned. I learned, I questioned, I found tools, I found information, I found understanding, okay? I started to think outside of the box. And that process gave me courage. It gave me hope. And it also gave me a lot of empowerment because it wasn't easy. It wasn't. Majority of the people quit because they are trained, to believe that the system will do everything for them. And also being trained like a doctor and whatever, being trained and staying locked inside of what you think you are trained, it's one of the biggest diseases of this century. It is. It really is. What cure it is? Is there a cure? Yes, it is. It is. But creating that mental shift, that mental, yeah, so true. Well, not many people are thinking like that. Not many people. How many people we have on the live? 6. These are not popular lives. No, because the problem is when you start talking the truth, TikTok limits you, so and so blocks you, and so on. But I am here to talk the truth. It doesn't matter what blockage and whatever. I don't care. But in the moment when you create that and you admit, I might think I know, but maybe I don't know. Try thinking without needing permission from a diploma because it's absolutely free to think. Don't let yourself to be a robot of the system, a puppy which is manipulated by the system. It might actually change your life. It might change your life. But I told you, my thinking is that people identify themselves so much with the disease. They love their diseases so much, they feel scared to step outside of the disease because that means a new me, a new body. I have to adapt about being healthy. I'm not used with that. I'm used to be sick. So it might change your life to think outside the box if you actually want to and you are ready to do that. And we know, or let's call it majority of the people, it's enough to Google. It's enough to Google or TikTok it or on YouTube. Majority of the people know this. The men who built this modern medical system, big pharma and so on, you know that, wasn't even a doctor. Okay? He wasn't a doctor. That John Rockefeller, okay? He was an oil tycoon. He was a pure businessman. Pure businessman. Look, Google him. He was also a predator. And when he refined all of that oil and so on, he was left with massive petrochemical products, byproducts, okay? Massive. So instead of throwing them away, what did he do? He turned them into synthetic drugs. Google that Rockefeller report. Google to see exactly what happened then. So he used his money to reshape the whole medical schools, to rewrite the curriculum, to fund institutions. And also, what did he do? He centered everything around that medical model. Patent, synthetic, which the body can't recognize, and very, very profitable. Yes, because meanwhile, all of this natural medicine, natural healing systems like neuropathy, homeopathy, Anna Maria is here, which is a homeopathic doctor. So she's here, yeah. But back in time, neuropathy, homeopathy, herbal medicine, essential oils, all of that were erased. totally erased because it was going against what he built, okay? Not because they didn't work. Actually, the body recognizes, like chemical compounds only in the natural medicine, only in the natural healing systems, not what he invented. But because they did, this is why they were erased, because they worked in a natural way and they were labeled like quackery. And they were removed from hospitals, they were deleted from textbook, everything. But let me tell you the irony. Of course, even less people. I really, really wish you the best. Honestly, if there is one person to change their life and think outside of the box, I will be here on this live just for that person. The rest are exactly like sheep. Exactly like sheep. But let me tell you the big irony in all of this. Rockefeller himself used homeopathy and neuropathy on his own family because he knew, of course, he knew, a healed patient is not a customer anymore. That's what it is. So the system was designed to keep you sick. The system wasn't designed to heal you. It was designed to make you sick. Okay? It was designed to manage symptoms. That's what it is that for, a pill for the pain, a pill for the mood, a pill, I don't know, for side effects. You name it, that's not medicine. It's a business model. Try to think, people, try to think. It's a pure business model. Symptoms are not enemies. New Germanic medicine. They are messages of the body. Your body is trying to speak to you. Your body is trying to communicate with you. Modern medicine, it silences, it kills those symptoms instead of listening to them. Because, yeah, I lose money if I don't have sick people. Let them all be sick. Let them all. Don't you see? It's full of sick people. It's full of sick people. And you know what's the irony? They give you even more medication and they make you even more sick. That's what it is. And, then we wonder in the world why chronic illnesses is everywhere. Why? The system isn't broken. It's actually working exactly like it was designed. Let's just give them a pill for pain, but then they will have another million side effects. And we keep them sick and in the system to get more medication. Because, true healing, and this is what you'll find on this channel, true healing, it begins when you stop silencing your body, your symptoms, and start listening. I have so many lives on, if you have a question about, your illnesses, your diseases, drop them in the chat. I.e., we spoke about diabetes. We spoke about this. We spoke about that. It's not a conspiracy. Let's be honest. At some point, yeah, you need to listen to your own body. Drop it in the chat. Let's see exactly. Let me see the YouTube as well. Drop a question in the chat in regards to your ailment and diseases, and let's have a look and understand that from a holistic perspective. Okay? Because again, this is not about rejecting doctors. This is not about refusing medicine, because that's not about this. It's about living in fear. Living in fear. This is about informed consent, critical thinking, personal responsibility, because that's what it is. I respect the science, but I question the corruption. And it is a lot of corruption. And when you use this medicine to support your body naturally, automatically you come to life. Okay? You come to life because these things are not your enemies. Well, I hope you understand. I hope you do understand, because in the moment when you start questioning, and yeah, okay, let's take the first questions and see exactly what people have to. Fibromyalgia. Okay, before I start that, let me make a capsule. And if you do have a disease or an ailment, please put them in the chat so I can answer to you. So, from another perspective, I'm not sending you to the shop to buy medication. No, we're talking here holistic healing. Holistic healing. So I'm going to use bergamot for the time being and put it in the capsule. That's what we are doing here. Okay, what is fibromyalgia from the body perspective? Holistic healing is addressing body, mind, and spirit. Okay, it's not an imaginary pain. You feel it there. Okay, it's real. It's your nervous system, which thank you so much for the loves. I really appreciate you. So, on the physical level, I'm working at the moment with a few people in my team which have fibromyalgia. Okay, it's your nervous system which is hypersensitivity. Okay, that's what it is. This is very strong oil. Cilantro, one of the most strongest oils, like smell wise. Then again, what is happening in your body with fibromyalgia? You have a lot of inflammation. I'm going to put some oregano. Inflammation, okay? Chronic inflammation. Then mitochondrial fatigue, which means low cellular energy. You have also mineral deficiency because you are not absorbing everything that even that you take supplements, they are not high quality, and therefore they are not absorbable. And especially magnesium, you are not absorbing magnesium. That's what it is. And this is why you have this mineral deficiency, hence you have fibromyalgia. You have poor quality sleep as well, gut imbalance. You have microbiome imbalance, all of that, toxin overload, and also long-term stress because your adrenal exhaustion. So that is what's happening in your body. Fibromyalgia is when the nervous system is stuck on that high alert, okay? And the body feels the pain everywhere because it forgot how to relax. And what do you do in this moment? You kill the symptoms with the medication, and you go there to the doctor and say, oh, I have so much pain. What shall I do? And he gives you, or she gives you, a lot of medication. You take them, and then you damage your kidneys, you damage your liver, you damage your head, your brain, even. Yeah. Right. So, in your mind, what's happening in your mind? Fibromyalgia. Mentally, it is very deeply connected to long-term emotional suppression. So, yeah, because that's what people do in these days. They prefer. I talk to so many people who, oh, I have to suppress that emotion. I can't let it out. I just can't. Okay. So, long term emotional suppression. Be strong for too long. Be strong because that's what society is, it's teaching you. Not allowing rest. You're carrying everyone responsibility on your shoulder. you carrying a responsibility for everyone, and you put your needs last, okay? Because you don't matter. You don't matter. Yeah. And you feel responsible for others' emotions even. That's really deep. And normally, fibromyalgia, it's kind of that inner dialogue. I can't stop. I'm sorry, I would like to stop, but I can't. I must keep going. I'll rest later when I won't be able to rest at all. Okay? And fibromyalgia is exhaustion. Exhaustion that was ignored for years. For years you ignored it because that's what society, wake up, go to the bathroom, then eat, go to work, come from work, eat, I don't know, have stay a little bit with the family, maybe half an hour, and then go to bed and then repeat, 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 repeat it. Where is the emotion in all of it? It's not, is it? In the spirit, spiritually, the fibromyalgia appears when the soul feels overwhelmed, and the soul will feel overwhelmed if you're not listening to it for a year. It's very long. It's very long. Life has become an obligation instead of joy. Boundaries were crossed too many times. And of course, your soul is speaking to you. Please slow down. I give you this fibromyalgia to understand that you need to slow down. You need to protect yourself. You need to listen to your body for once. And what do? You don't listen. Let's just put some citric. I'm going to put some lemon. Okay. Thank you so much for liking this video. It's a very interesting video, I will say, because before I started to speak about fibromyalgia, I spoke about the general. You should watch it on replay on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go on YouTube right now. Just open the search button in YouTube. It's called Mihaela Hegarty. I am live right now on YouTube as well, and this session is recorded. Okay? So that widespread pain in your body, fibromyalgia, it reflects how much you endured in silence. Okay? That's what happened. And when your soul is tired from enduring so much, then the body will speak, and it speaks through that pain, and the pain won't go away. The pain will not go away. Recommendation to heal fibromyalgia. I just want to ask you, Aburto, if you realize that on this channel it is New Germanic Medicine and it is essential oils, natural. Are you realizing that? Because that's what I'm going to recommend. Okay, just I want to make sure that don't think about that I will give medication. This channel is about New Germanic medicine, identifying the conflict, giving essential oils as support. So, New Germanic medicine conflict in regards to the fibromyalgia, it relates to self-devaluation conflict. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, it feels feeling not good enough, feeling powerless. And I'm going to give you just in about a minute, because I want to give the context before I say to you, take frankincense, take this, take that. I want to give you the context of fibromyalgia. Self-devaluation. You are not good enough. You feel powerless. Okay, you feel unappreciated despite you giving it all up. Give it all in. You give so much, but you feel unappreciated. And also you have that long standing emotional shock without any kind of resolution. That's what it is. And that pain that you feel in your body through fibromyalgia, it intensifies, becomes bigger, in the healing phase. And what do? You kill it. You kill it straight away with medication. That pain, it's in the healing phase. People say, how? How? And this way, I have a full video on my YouTube channel explaining how New Germanic medicine works. When the body is finally trying to repair itself after this long, prolonged stress, this is when the pain starts, because that's the healing phase. It's very hard to understand, but start reading, be open to information, be open to critically evaluate. The pain appears when your body feels just safe enough to release. Start releasing. And going back a little bit into the childhood wounds as well, the core dominant childhood in regards to fibromyalgia is connected to injustice. And why? So do you see how I explain? What will you do? If you go to a doctor, he will say to you, oh, you have pain. Yeah, I prescribe you that medication, that medication, that medication, which will keep you in the system sick, and you'll become more sick and more sick and more dependent. I have people which are on medications for years, and they come to me and say, nothing is working anymore. Nothing is working. Because that's what it is. You take the medication, you kill the symptoms, and so on. It's a vicious circle because of what I said in the beginning of this life. So injustice, and this comes from your childhood when you were thinking like, I have to be strong. It's not fair, but I have to endure. I must be perfect to be loved. And because of all of that, you developed later on in life fibromyalgia. The secondary childhood wounds to injustice are abandonment and humiliation. And why abandonment? Because you learned very early in your life that you can only rely on yourself. You can't rely on others. And humiliation is about not feeling allowed to express what you feel, not being allowed to express your weakness, because you will be ashamed, you will be humiliated if you will express your weakness. Okay? So fibromyalgia often lives in people who are strong too early in life, because it's the protection mechanism. You need to go and watch those videos. And now coming back to you're still here. Drop 1 in the chat if you're still here, and this is where I will give you the oils. So Aburto, I hope I pronounce it correctly. If you drop 1 in the chat, so I see that you're still here, I'll give you the essential oils. Okay, so first of all, it's 1. Thank you for your patience. For nervous system, to calm your nervous system, to calm the pain, to support it, lavender. Let me make a capsule as well. I'll speak a little bit about why lavender. Why do I recommend lavender? So let's just take lavender. It calms your nervous system. It promotes that relaxation. Yeah, that's all that it is. Nervous system will calm, and then the healing will start. Still listening. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you that you have the patience to listen to something which is not medication. And it went on my fingers. So that's lavender. The second oil is frankincense, and I'm going to connect with frankincense as well. Is the oil of truth, is the oil of God, of connection with God. Also, it goes very deep into the cellular level. It's very good for emotional support as well. Can it be any form of lavender? I'm talking here only doTERRA essential oils. And here I need to make like a parenthesis, like a, bracket, like we call it. If you put in your body anything else but doTERRA, you are harming your body. The essential oil, the aromatherapy industry is extremely adulterated, is extremely contaminated with fungi, with molds, with heavy metals, with insecticides, with pesticides, and so on. The oils, you need to see black on white the tests that these oils are going through. Otherwise, you are putting exactly like those medications that you buy in the pharmacy because they are in the same thing. Thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't put anything in your body or on your body which is not doTERRA. You are at your own risk. So frankincense, I said, it's a deep cellular regeneration, the oil of truth, the emotional support, and you will see, you will get better. I support now Betty in my team, which has fibromyalgia, and she feels much better with the oils and not putting chemical things in her body. Then the next oil that I recommend is Deep Blue. This Deep Blue is for topical application. Okay, you apply it on the painful areas, like on the muscles, on the joints, to bring that comfort. And we have Deep Blue oil, the 5 milliliter. We also have, if you prefer, the stick with copaiba, very good. And we also have the cream. So, and also we have the Deep Blue polyphenol. Thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And polyphenols, okay, the capsules. And we also have the touch versions. So this is very important. Deep Blue. Marjoram. Again, where is marjoram? Very good for pain. It's there we are. Okay, marjoram and muscle relaxation. It's extremely good. One of the best oils for muscle pain. Just a few drops will be enough. Then, of course, you need to support your emotions and your stress. And for this are balance, adaptive. Why is it balance? Because it's a very grounding oil. Very, very grounding oil. What is frankincense consist of? It's the frankincense oil from the resin. So it's the tree. Farmers are going and make, the raisins, scratch the tree. Then the raisins come out. They take it and they make essential oils from it. It's an oil which is made from the resins. What do you mean consists of? What exactly is your question? So balance in fibromyalgia, resin oil. Yeah, it is the resin oil. Absolutely. Like, like lemon, it comes from, it's a citric oil. Vetiver is a root oil. Depends on what, geranium, it's a flower oil. I mean, like from the flower. Okay, I'll just put some geranium because this is top for hormonal support. So I do support my body in terms of hormonal because I am menopausal for about, well, coming to 5 years. So I need to support my body. Oh. So adaptive, it's that stress response support. Roman chamomile. Again, I'm going to put another capsule. I love to take oils internally. It's emotional soothing. That's what it is when we're talking about Roman chamomile. Okay? And I'm going to put right now. Of course, oils, if you have fibromyalgia, it won't be enough because you already went very far in terms of not listening to your body. And this is quite a disease, an ailment, a condition which needs more than oils. So you will need our LLVs, which is our cellular nutrition. And here we have 3 jars of omegas, cellular regeneration, and also vitamins and greens. Okay, LLVs are a must. And Zendocrine as well, because this will support the detox pathways. I'm going to take my Zendocrine as well, but I'm going to put some peppermint because I need that pick-me-up moment. When you're tired in the afternoon, in the evening, and you want to do that pick-up moment. And then I'll take my Zendocrine. And oils are here to help your body to feel safe and to start healing, to soften so you are ready to heal. Okay, it's very important to look at this way, because otherwise you will continue to have that disease and it won't do you good, unfortunately. So, if you have other questions in regards to your ailments, your diseases, thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate you. Please drop them in the chat. I can see a question about detox because I just opened the well, not opened, presented this as detox. So yeah, we can talk about detox as well. Let me put some more oils. I'm going to put thyme. Detox, if we're looking again, perspective, body, mind, and spirit, holistic, we call it. Detox is your body's natural elimination process. Okay, it's, do you have any sickness or let me read. Do you have any sickness or medicines for yourself? So if we're talking sickness, the only thing that I have in my body is I've discovered in 2019 thyroid nodules. I have not been to a doctor since 2019 to control, to see exactly if my nodules are still there. I've not done that. So I assume they are, but they might not be. I have no idea. I feel amazing. I'm thriving. I'm really thriving at the age of 48, almost next month. Next month, going to be 48, and I am thriving better than I felt at 20 years old. So that's one of my challenges, which I know I discovered in 2019. And another one is menopause, which, yeah, at some age, all women will go through this. And again, I only support my body with supplements that you'll see me taking them, and with essential oils. I am zero medication for 6 years. Zero medication, not even a paracetamol. And I had a very nasty vertigo in October last year, lasted for a week. I stayed with that vertigo. I did not take any medication. Okay? I didn't, because I stayed with the symptom rather than killing it. Right. Let's see exactly. I'm going to put some wild orange. I hope I answered your question. Let's see further. I had muscle mucus issues since I took COVID-19 shot. Why did you take it? And can't get rid of it? Any help? What to you for headaches and tonsillitis? First of all, I'm curious. Why did you take it? Tell me right now. Why did you take that? Was forced? Why? How? How? I'm very curious. How were you forced? And then I'll talk about headaches and tonsillitis. But Ayana, just very quick, for me, it works very well until Clement is responding. Lavender under the tongue, deep blue on the head. But I wanted to, for you to understand, if you have the patience to stay and understand it holistically, I'm going to speak. Good evening. Any advice for food poisoning, please? Daughter has also Crohn's colitis. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely speak about that as well. But I'm curious, why? Why did you? By whom you are forced? For me, this is just like church said, if I don't take it, I couldn't join the meetings face to face. Wow. I need to, wow, wow, wow. That's incredible. You know, I'm honestly in shock. Mucus. Let's talk mucus because, and then I will come back to the others, but I need to understand mucus. Now, you need, you need to take that COV dot out of your body. You must get it out. Otherwise, you will go downhill very quickly. Um, if you have tonsillitis, use lavender under the tongue. Lavender under the tongue is especially for headaches. For tonsillitis, you need copaiba, frankincense. You need very highly inflammatory. Clement, oh my days. Yeah, indeed. It's very sad. It's very sad. I'm literally shocked. I thought that you were forced by work, but by the church. I need to put loads of turmeric. No, not turmeric, white orange. I thought it was turmeric, but no. Anyway, let me take this and. Mm, mm, wow. So, mucus is not your enemy. Start with that thinking. One of my favorite wild orange. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. I love it. Clement, be careful of what I'm going to say because I'm prioritizing you over other diseases which were dropped in the chat. So mucus, it's not your enemy. It's a protective mechanism. You need to start with that mindset. And you are here on my live to be brainwashed in the good sense, to change your system of beliefs. Because for you, mucus, it's a problem, but actually is not. It's not your enemy. Okay, people, I'm going to focus on mucus. So please, either, if you find it okay, try to, yeah, I'm not going to take any other questions until I finish with the mucus. So physically, that excessive mucus is very linked to inflammation in your body, which is very common after that shot that you took, okay? Also, irritation of the mucous membranes, okay, overloaded lymphatic system. You have also sluggish digestion, food sensitivities. I want you to tell me in the chat if you do have or you recognize any of these food sensitivities, especially, like dairy, sugar, processed foods, gluten in some cases, okay? Also, you have that chronic stress affecting your immunity and detoxification. Acidic food. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. But detoxification, again, let me take my Zendocrine right now because I was talking about detoxification and then you asked about mucus. So 1 capsule with my collagen. So the mucus in the body is there to protect you, not to attack you. So when the body is feeling overwhelmed, like in your case, because of all of that I enumerated, it creates that mucus to trap, to dilute, to eliminate irritants. That is what's happening. So from the start, you need to eliminate the thought that you have what shall I do? Mind, what's happening in your mind? You have suppressed emotions. And of course, you even said that you regret it now, the fact that you took that shot and you suppressed your emotions there. You are avoiding to express your true self, okay? You are swallowing things instead of speaking. You are holding back also tears. You are holding back words. That's what's happening, okay? And the inner patterns that you have is, I can't say this. I can't say that. I can't, I have to keep it inside me. And of course, because of that, it's that mucus. If we don't express emotional what we feel, the body expresses physically. Yes, that's true. Well, you need to think, do you want to stay like this? Have you identified with the disease? Have you made the disease, in your opinion, that mucus, part of your life? Or do you want to true healing holistically? Because if you stay as you are, no medication on this world, no medication, and I promise you right now, no medication will save you. Nothing. You need essential oils, you need to detox, you need to, I'll give you the whole thing in the end. Spiritually, let's speak spiritually, because I see you're with the church. So I assume that you believe in God, you believe in the spiritual side. Okay, mucus represents emotional congestion because it's there. Unprocessed feelings. What kind of feelings do you have that you have not processed? You're holding instead of releasing. Tell me, what are you doing? What's happening in your life? It's safe. It's absolutely safe to let go. Trust in your body. It's safe to let go. The mucus is that clearing signal. It's not a failure. And your body is creating mucus when it's ready to heal, when it's ready to clear something in your body. Okay? Your main conflict, please chat with me, that will be really good. New Germanic medicine. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this approach? Dr. Hammer, who identified this. And from the New Germanic medicine perspective, in terms of your conflict, this is relation to conflict of irritation. You are irritated. Probably now that you said in the chat, I'm irritated, I regret it, I've done that shot and whatever. I know exactly what it is. But it's more than that. I'm sure it's more. You feel bothered. You feel annoyed. You feel invaded. Like something is getting under my skin. That's what it feels like to you. It's a territorial boundary conflict. Okay? Oh my God, suppression of tears, emotions result in inflammation to the body. Thank you for sharing this. It is like that. It is the truth. Now I feel I'm stuck in a religion organization and I want out. Actually, that's my problem. Aha! So you finally have been truth, authentic to yourself. You're feeling stuck. What? Why can't you get out of there? Why? Why are they keeping you with force? What is happening? More mucus means that the body is healing. And you know something? You will continue to produce it. You will continue. Why you don't want to get out of there? Plus effect, you need oils immediately. It's a must. And this will get stuck in your mind. Oh, I'm going back to my life, I will do this, I will do that, but I will remain in your mind, I promise you, because everyone which is on my life and continue to stay and continue to come every day and so on, I will be on their mind. Sooner or later they will come and say, you're right, I need to heal, I properly need to heal, not with medication, not with whatever. Okay, that's what it is. You need that. Detox will help him to clarify. Absolutely, my whole family will stop all contacts with me if I stop. Okay, here we're talking childhood wounds as well. And you see, you're very affected by that. And the mucus, the core wound, if we go back into your childhood, is humiliation. I can't speak freely. My feelings are not welcomed. I must suppress myself. That's what it is. Mucus. And the secondary childhood wounds. Exactly, I was talking about this today at our Zoom. Yeah, Anna Maria, you know exactly what you're talking about because, yeah, it is happening there as well. But again, Clement, rejection. You have that fear of being disliked if you speak. Big fear. You have and another secondary childhood wound is abandonment. Again, fear of losing connection by expressing your truth. That is the wound of abandonment, which happened in your childhood. You need to go deep. Are you prepared? Are you ready? That's my question to you. Because mucus that you have in your body lives where expression was once unsafe. That's what it is. And I recommend you, exactly like Anna Maria said, a full detox. Full detox. You need eucalyptus to clear the airways. You need peppermint, to open that breathing. You need air. Air, it's a blend. Okay. In I don't know, which country are you in? Are you America? I don't know. In America, this is called breathe. Okay, I have the American one as well because one's is the same, exactly the same. One is called breathe, one is called air. From Ghana. Right, okay, now I understand. Now I understand because there the cultural things are very, very deep. Very deep. I thought you're from America. But no, in Ghana, you the top. Romania, Eastern Europe, Ghana, Africa, everyone is very, I know because we have the same, in Romania, so I totally understand you. But it's, yeah, you need frankincense, you need the lavender grounding, but unfortunately in Ghana we don't ship. So even that you want to heal, you will need to find an American address or somewhere in South Africa. Ghana and Africa in general, unfortunately, we don't ship there. It's hard to express. Yeah, it's very hard. I imagine. I imagine. So let's just talk to tonsillitis now, because it was another question about tonsillitis. And tonsillitis is that inflammatory response, of the tonsils. I don't have my tonsils anymore. They took them out at the age of 5.5. I didn't have any saying in that. Not good. I'm not a supportive of that, but of course, when someone else is taking decisions for you, my daughter suffers from it. Exactly. I remember your question, so I was hoping that you are still here. So it's that in an inflammatory response of the tonsils, it's part of the immune and the lymphatic system. Okay, and what means physically? Of course, your daughter might see that immune overload. She will see lymphatic congestion, repeated exposures to irritants. Maybe she has a lot of pathogens that she's exposed to, gut immune imbalance. We need to restore that gut. We need to restore that microbiome. Very important. And here I have my probiotics, which is a must for me. That is gut balance. This probiotics. Which country are you connecting from? I'm curious. Ayana, while I'm taking my probiotic, please, I'm waiting and I'll continue. And the tonsils, let me take it and then until you respond. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your heart. What country are you connecting from, Bev? Okay, if you please let me know. I needed to Belize. They are Belize now, but Bev. I'm talking Bev. London. Wow. I don't live far from London. I live in Basingstoke. I don't know if you know. Yeah, let's just talk about Crohn's colitis as well. But before that, I want to Anya for your the challenge tonsillitis. What I recommend is again in Belize. Unfortunately, we won't deliver. You need on guard. You need that for immune support. You will need frankincense, cellular regeneration, immune balance, lemon, very important because it's a cleanser of the lymphatic system, peppermint because it's cooling, it's comfort, and we know very good, lavender for soothing, Roman chamomile. You need a few, but I don't know how exactly, unless you have an American or an UK, South Africa. Yeah, I know. So, great. Bev, I'm coming to Crohn's colitis. Let's just speak body, mind, and spirit. Okay. What is that? Chronic inflammation of the digestive tract. Okay. Especially the colon. This is what's happening. How long did she have it for? Please drop it in the chat. I'm curious. Okay. So your daughter, you said, and also how old is the daughter? How old is the daughter? I need to know in the chat, and how long for? Because on the physical level, this Crohn's colitis is associated with immune system overactivation. Over 9 years, she's 32. Probably you haven't tried essential oils, have you? You haven't tried a full detox. Is she happy to stay with this Crohn's colitis? Is she really happy? Or did she identify so much? Then message me, Bev. I'm going to speak to you what this means. Chronic gut inflammation. Can you imagine in that body what it is? Okay. You also have that, well, okay, compromised in like intestinal lining, leaky, like leaky gut, something, leaky, okay, imbalanced microbiome. I was talking about this, nutrient absorption. She doesn't absorb all of these nutrients because of the leaky gut. She has a lot of stress in her life, and this is not this again, like in with the mucus. Crohn's is not there to attack her. It's there to make her heal. Okay, and that digestive system, it becomes hyper vigilant, and it's reacting strongly to what it perceives as danger. And of course, yes, she does. In the mind, because we're looking here body, mind, and spirit perspective, Crohn's is associated with that chronic anxiety, chronic depression. Does she have panic attacks? She has a lot of worry in herself. A lot. She's worrying a lot. Okay? And this is why she has this. She feels overwhelmed by life. Yes, all this. Well, we identified now the patterns. I'm working with a lot of people who had blood pressure, high blood pressure, fibromyalgia, and they are thriving. They are thriving with essential oils. Your question should be like this: what do I have to lose if I try them? But what if they really work and my daughter gets well? Because you have personalized support from myself and my team throughout the way that I give you the protocol. Your daughter is feeling overwhelmed by life. She has a lot of fear, and especially that fear of losing control. What is she trying to control in her life? I'm curious. What is she trying to control? Is she a bit of a control freak, like we call it here in the not only in the UK? Control freak. She has that difficulty of digesting situations and emotions, and therefore she's holding that tension in her, just like that, for long periods. I'm curious if she has constipation as well. It's that inner dialogue in the moment when, you know, had a lot of upset relationships. Yeah. And her inner dialogue is about, I can't handle this. It's too much. It's too much. If life isn't digestible emotionally, yeah, we're talking, the gut struggles physically, like like how I explained with the mucus as well. Okay, when they can't give out emotions, when they can't express emotions, then it will show in the physical body. That's what it is. Besides oils, can therapy help with the processed emotions? Let me see your name, Aburto. Okay. Yesterday, I was talking exactly about these therapies that you are mentioning. You need to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch yesterday's live, because I was talking about Sigmund Freud's theory, and also Albert Adler's theories. You need to go back to that. You need to understand that one was saying everyone else outside you is responsible. You're not the cause. Everyone else is responsible, this, that, and this. And, the other one was saying, yes, I don't deny that. The wounds from the childhood is molding us, is forming us as adults, but is your responsibility. And by having these therapies, I'm not saying it doesn't help, but you will need to feel responsible for taking the actions. I hope it makes sense, and I'm explaining myself. By having these therapies and waiting miracles to happen, you are applying what Sigmund Freud did, not the other one. Okay? So coming back to the Crohn's colitis spiritually. What means that? Are you a spiritual person? Do you understand? Because I'm going to speak spiritually. We are not just this body that I'm feeling. We're not this mind and the feelings. We are spiritual people as well. And spiritually, the gut represents trust. Most definitely. Okay. The gut represents trust. It represents safety. Okay. It represents that assimilation of life experiences. So again, what is happening with your daughter in regards to this? Because the soul's message, her soul message is, I don't feel safe to take in, yeah, what life is giving me. I don't feel safe. And this is why there is a deep need for security. There is a deep need for predictability. There is a very deep need for that emotional, security to start healing. And the gut tightens when the soul doesn't feel safe. That's what it is. And her new Germanic medicine conflict, very important. And you need to understand that on this channel, this is what I'm going to speak about. Holistic, body, mind, spirit, and new Germanic medicine conflict. This, what she has, Crohn's colitis, it's about indigestible conflict. She can't digest, okay? She's feeling attacked. She is feeling criticized. And until she goes deep into that, she won't heal. No medication. I promise you right now. I promise, and I'm very confident in what I'm saying right now. No medication will heal her. She will just take medication, apparently to heal, and she will damage another systems, loads of other systems. What That was said beautifully. God, trust, safety, life experience. That's what I believe in. That's what I, preach. That's what I teach. That's what I do every single day on my lives. That's what I do. And there will be, yesterday's video, in my opinion, was very important, because if you step out of that outside, the box, if you step outside of the box, like majority of people are made to think, and even in today's life, in the beginning, I said, everyone is driven by the medication, then is when the healing starts. Your daughter is feeling attacked, she's feeling criticized, okay, humiliated. And I'm going to go a little bit into her childhood as well, when she was a child, but just give me a moment, because she has situations when she feels dirty, and also she's feeling she's not accepted, she doesn't feel accepted. And chronic internalizes stress, and the symptoms that she has, appear in the healing phase. Her body is saying, I'm ready to heal. Are you listening to me, or are you continuing to ignore? Is she on medication, by the way? Is she on medication? I love the truth that you speak. Thank you, Bev. I really appreciate you. Is she on medication for her, Crohn's colitis? Please drop it in the chat. Again, it's the healing phase. I hope you understand, Bev, and you will go and explain to her, that her body is attempting to repair that intestinal issue that she has after so many emotional conflicts, after so many psychological conflicts. It's coming to tell her, I'm ready to heal. That inflammation, it's a signal that the body is ready to repair. She was via drip but stopped and didn't want in the system. But what is she doing now? Because she will need something, otherwise the thing, the Crohn's colitis will not go away. She needs support there. She needs that. By doing nothing, that's not an option, in my opinion. And going back to her childhood, when she was young, let's just look a little bit like that. Because her dominant childhood wound is humiliation. What happened to her in the childhood that she was humiliated? She doesn't, she takes homeopathy, but this is not really working as well. Yeah, she needs to address the soul, and she needs to address the emotions. And this will be done through essential oils, because they raise the body's vibration. They work very deep into the cell. And we always have a saying, can you impact people deeper than their cells, like these oils are doing? No, you can't. These are working at a cellular level. Okay? So going back a little bit into her childhood, your daughter's childhood, what happened to her in terms of humiliation? Because think about, I had to swallow things that felt wrong. So you were there as her mother from the childhood. What exactly your daughter had to swallow that felt wrong? Again, she wasn't allowed to reject what hurt her. She wasn't allowed to reject what hurt her. Her boundaries were crossed. Think about that when she was, a very young child. And her secondary childhood wounds, it's about rejection, that fear of not being accepted, and also abandonment, which is, feeling emotionally unsafe and unsupported. What happened to her? What happened? Think the breakup of my marriage to her father, absolutely, that's 100%, and that is going to humiliation, to rejection, to abandonment. And the gut remembers what the child couldn't refuse. The gut remembers. And now at the age of 32, that's what's happening. She has this condition. And it's hard. It's so hard to believe it because the information is not there. The education is not there. It's so how on earth something from the childhood can affect me at the age of 32? It can. It can, because again, the gut doesn't forget. The gut doesn't forget. Okay? What oils do I recommend you? First of all, for digestive comfort and for inflammation support. Peppermint, ginger, fennel, frankincense, all of these are crucial oils for digestive comfort and inflammation. And why peppermint? Because, digestive soothing. Ginger, amazing. Let me take, I took already frankincense, I took already peppermint, but ginger I haven't taken so far. So I'm going to take right now in my capsule. Ginger, it's that gut motility. It's that gut comfort. So I'm going to put right now some ginger. Okay, ginger is very important oil. And then I'll put fennel. Also support my gut, even that I have absolutely no problem. Ginger, peppermint, fennel, frankincense, that's only for the digestive comfort and inflammation. But bear with me, that's not enough in her case. We need to go deeper. I'm doing my capsule. This is why I'm talking a bit, So fennel is for digestive balance. We know fennel is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put some fennel. Frankincense I already took. It's the oil of truth, is the oil of regeneration, cellular regeneration. She needs to go deep there. Also, I recommend oils for her stress, because we discussed she has a lot of stress and her nervous system, it needs to be regulated. She will need balance, exactly like it says on the team, balance. It's very good oil for grounding. Adaptive, stress response support, adapting to situation, adapting to her new amazing oil. I took it internally. I'm not going to take it anymore. So lavender as well. It's a very versatile oil. Calming, amazing. Okay, and she also needs foundational support. So oils go hand in hand for gut problems with PB Assist. You just saw me taking it. Okay, our LLVs, which are cellular regeneration. I have the this one of the LLVs. I said they're formed of 3 jars. This is one of the jars. It's VM, stands for vitamin minerals. Another jar is with omega, but I finished that. I have this omega instead at the moment. This omega, which is a sachet. I prefer the capsule just because the sachet has that fish taste. It's made from fish. She will need that, and also CRS, part of the LLVs, which is our very deep cellular regeneration. And of course, she'll need Zendocrine as well, Zendocrine, because this is the detox pathway. Very important. Okay, so that's what I recommend. I'm going to put some more oils. Let's see, just clove bud. And I think, I think I'm done for tonight, because I need to also do my video. I do 1 video a day. I need to do my video, and I have to go to the gym as well. Let me see what the time is. 9:30 almost. 9:30 in the UK. I don't know what time it is in your time zone. I know Bev is from London, so she will be on the same time zone as me. Okay, before I go, I need to take my Meta Power. This is for metabolism. It comes metabolism, power. So when I started my weight loss journey about 2 years and a half ago, I was 45 years old biologically, so when I was born, but metabolically, my organs were feeling 63. So comparing that, for a 45 years old woman, but because of her lifestyle, inside the organs were feeling 63, which is not good at all. The Meta Power system helped me tremendously in bringing my metabolic age to 32. So I'm now almost 48. So I went up in age, as we all do, from 45 to 48 almost. But my metabolic age decreased from 63 to 32 because of the Meta Power system. Also combined, of course, with healthy eating, sport, not a lot. I don't stay a lot in the gym. I used to, but not anymore. So I want to take Copaiba as well. This is amazing oil and supplements, highly anti-inflammatory, non-negotiable for me daily. Okay, 2 capsules of this. And I want just a little bit of water for my Meta Power Assist, which keeps the fat cell flat. It doesn't let them mature. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 capsule of this. That's some of them. Some of the supplements I take. I have the bone nutrient because as a woman with menopause, you should support your bones, otherwise they will crack, they will break, and so on. So for me, again, that's not a negotiable. When I'm coming from the gym, I always take deep blue polyphenol because it's just that muscle support, muscle regeneration. Yeah, just for my muscles. Okay, thank you. Let's see exactly. I already speak for an hour and a half, and I always say I'm staying 1 hour, and I never manage to keep within that because there are questions, and I'm happy. I'm happy that you ask these questions. Okay. Anyway, I wish you a very beautiful evening, and we see each other tomorrow as well. Yeah, take care. Bye bye. I stopped